Bruce Lee stood in the center of the dojo. It was 1964. Oakland, California. A Chinese martial artist walked in. His name was Wang Jackman. He was there to challenge Bruce. To a real fight. No rules. No referee. Just two men. One would walk out. One wouldn't. The room was silent. Bruce's students watched from the corner. Wang Jackman bowed. Bruce bowed back. Then Wang attacked. Fast. Brutal. A straight punch to Bruce's face. Bruce didn't block it. He didn't counter it. He moved. Like water flowing around a rock. Wang punched again. Bruce moved again. For 3 minutes, Wang threw 50 punches. Bruce threw 0. He just moved. Flowing. Adapting. Until Wang was exhausted. Breathing hard. Arms heavy. That's when Bruce spoke. "Are you finished?" Wang nodded. Bruce said, "Good. Now I'll show you what happens when you fight the water." He threw one punch. Wang went down. The fight was over. This is Wu Wei. The ancient Chinese philosophy that says, the less you force, the more you achieve. The less you resist, the more you flow. The less you try, the more you win. And it's the opposite of everything you've been taught about success. You've been programmed to force. To push. To grind. To hustle. They told you, no pain, no gains. Push through the resistance. Outwork everyone. Sleep is for the weak. The entire Western world runs on one philosophy: more effort equals more results. But here's what they don't tell you: that's not how nature works. A river doesn't force its way to the ocean. It flows. A tree doesn't force itself to grow. It grows. The sun doesn't force itself to rise. It rises. Nature operates on effortless action. On Wu Wei. And you're part of nature. Which means you're designed to flow, not force. But somewhere along the way, we forgot. We started believing that if something isn't hard, it isn't worth it. That suffering is noble. That struggle is required. Bruce Lee spent his entire life unlearning that lie. And what he discovered changed everything. Not just martial arts. Not just fighting. Everything. The way you work. The way you create. The way you love. The way you live. This is Wu Wei. And once you understand it, you'll never see effort the same way again. Let's go back. Way back. 2,500 years. Ancient China. A man named Lao Tzu was writing a book. Not a long book. Just 5,000 Chinese characters. 81 short verses. He called it the Tao Te Ching. The Way and Its Power. This book would become one of the most translated texts in human history. Right behind the Bible. Why? Because it contained a secret. A secret that Western philosophy still hasn't fully grasped: the universe doesn't operate on force. It operates on flow. Lao Tzu called this principle Wu Wei. Wu means without or non. Wei means action or doing. Together, non-doing. But that's a terrible translation. Because Wu Wei doesn't mean do nothing. It means do without forcing. Act without straining. Move without resisting. Think of it like this: a skilled swimmer doesn't fight the water. They move with it. A skilled driver doesn't fight the car. They become one with it. A skilled musician doesn't fight the instrument. They flow through it. That's Wu Wei. Effortless action. Maximum result with minimum effort. Not because you're lazy, but because you're aligned. After Bruce knocked out Wang Jackman, he felt empty. The fight lasted 3 minutes, but he was exhausted. He realized something was wrong. He won, but he forced it. That night, he couldn't sleep. He called his friend at 3 a.m. and said, "I need to figure out how to fight without fighting." For 6 months, Bruce disappeared. He read everything. Taoism. Buddhism. Philosophy. He filled notebooks with one question: why am I still forcing? Then in 1971, he did an interview that changed everything. The interviewer asked about his philosophy. Bruce said, "Empty your mind. Be formless. Shapeless. Like water. You put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend." That 30-second answer contained everything. Let me break it down. Empty your mind. In Taoism, they call this a pu. The uncarved block. Your mind in its natural state is empty. Not stupid. Empty. Like a clear lake. When the lake is still, you can see everything. But when disturbed, it's cloudy. Most people live with disturbed minds. Constantly thinking. Planning. Worrying. Wu Wei says, stop. Let it settle. Bruce trained this every morning. 20 minutes of meditation. Just sitting. Watching thoughts pass. Not controlling them. Just watching. After 20 minutes, his mind was clear. That's when he'd train. And his training was effortless. Pure flow. Be formless. Like water, this is adaptability. Water has no shape but takes the shape of its container. It doesn't resist. It adapts. Bruce applied this to fighting. Traditional martial arts are rigid. Fixed forms. Bruce hated that. He created Jeet Kune Do. No fixed forms. Pure adaptation. Your opponent goes high? You go low. They go low? You go high. Like water. Always adapting. Never resisting. This isn't just about fighting. It's about life. How many times have you forced a plan that wasn't working? That's ego. Water doesn't care about sunk costs. It finds the path of least resistance and always reaches the ocean. Water can flow, or it can crash. This is power through softness. Water is soft. You can put your hand through it. But water carved the Grand Canyon. How? Not by force. By persistence. By flow. Suyuma actor ama en cert kayi bile ascenderir. Zorlamaz, akar, he defu laser. Water is soft, but it erodes the hardest stone. It doesn't force. It flows. And it reaches its destination. Always. Bruce's famous 1-inch punch proved this. He'd stand 1 inch away and punch. The opponent would fly back 6 feet. How? Not with muscle. With release. He'd be completely relaxed, then in a millisecond, release all tension. Like a whip. The power came from letting go, not holding on. Now let's talk about you. The modern world runs on force. Hustle culture. Rise and grind. No days off. And look where it's gotten us, burnout at all-time highs. 77% of people experiencing stress symptoms. Why? Because we're forcing everything. We're resisting natural flow. Bruce had a term for this, the disease of effort. The belief that more effort always equals better results. But it doesn't. Sometimes more effort creates more problems. In 1972, Bruce was filming Enter the Dragon. Working 16-hour days. His back hurt. He ignored it. Kept pushing. One day, picking up a simple weight, his back exploded. Doctors said, "You'll never kick again." He was 32. Peak of his career. For 6 months, bedridden. He realized, he wasn't living Wu Wei. He was forcing. When he recovered, he changed. Stopped forcing. Started flowing. Enter the Dragon became the highest-grossing martial arts film ever. Not because he worked harder. Because he worked in flow. Here's the science, your brain has 2 modes. The default mode network when you're thinking, planning, worrying. The task-positive network when you're in flow. These are inversely correlated. When one's active, the other's quiet. Most people live in thinking mode. Never flowing. Wu Wei switches you to flow mode. And you can't force that switch. You have to let go. Studies show people in flow are 5 times more productive. Not by working harder. By working in Wu Wei. Jeff Bezos makes only 3 important decisions per day. Because I'm not trying to make all decisions. Just the right ones. That's Wu Wei. Steve Jobs wore the same outfit daily. Saved energy for what mattered. Warren Buffett's calendar is famously empty. White space. Time to think. People ask, how do you have time to do nothing? He says, I'm doing Wu Wei. So how do you apply this? Step 1. Identify where you're forcing. Write everything you're doing. Your job. Relationships. Goals. Which feel like pushing a boulder uphill. Which drain you. Those are where you're forcing. Step 2. Ask, am I doing this because I want to, or because I should? If it's should, you're not in Wu Wei. Step 3. Subtract. Don't add more. Remove what's blocking flow. Bruce didn't add techniques. He removed them. Step 4. Morning practice. Non-negotiable. 20 minutes. Before anything else. Sit. Watch your breath. Let your mind settle. This determines your next 24 hours. Step 5. Notice resistance. When you feel it, pause. Ask, is there a better way? Usually there is. But you can't see it while forcing. Bruce's final real fight was in 1972. A public challenge. Everyone expected a spectacle. Bruce walked in. Bowed. The challenger charged, threw a punch. Bruce didn't move. The punch stopped 1 inch from his face. Another punch. Same thing. After 3 punches, Bruce asked, are you finished? The challenger said, we haven't fought yet. Bruce smiled, you're fighting. I'm not. So who will tire first? The challenger understood. Bowed. Walked away. No violence. No force. Pure Wu Wei. The highest level isn't winning the fight. It's ending it before it begins. Bruce Lee died July 20, 1973. At 32. Cerebral edema. They never found the real cause. Some say overwork. I think simpler, he stopped practicing Wu Wei. Started forcing. And the body paid the price. But he left us the blueprint. Empty your mind. Be formless. Like water. That's it. Simple. Essential. Here's the truth, you're trying too hard at everything. More effort doesn't equal more results. Aligned effort does. And alignment comes from Wu Wei. From not forcing. From being like water. So I'm asking you, will you choose it? Will you stop forcing? Stop resisting? Will you be water? Because when you do, life gets easier. Not because challenges disappear, but because you stop fighting them. You flow with them. Work improves. Relationships deepen. Stress decreases. That's Wu Wei. Bruce spent his life mastering it. Teaching it. Until he forgot. Don't make his mistake. Empty your mind. Be water. Your Wu Wei starts today. Not tomorrow. Now. Stop forcing. Start flowing. And watch everything change. That's the secret. That's Wu Wei. Now go be water.